Right, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the GD and Son channel. I hope everyone's having a great day. So just heading off to the recycling centre now to get rid of some rubbish. I had some rubbish lying around my house, some black sacks, you know, household bits and pieces, and my mum's garage. We sorted it out last weekend, and I just stacked all the rubbish into one corner that needed to go. So we've got all that on. Garage is looking sweet now. Got some really good storage space in there for all my wheelbarrows and bits and pieces, you know, and non-ferrous metal and bits like that. So really happy how that's turned out. But we have got to meet this bloke for the scrap metal at 9 o'clock, so it's 7:30 now. I'm just saying about 10 minutes away from the tip, so hopefully, you know, we'll get in and out nice and quickly. I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, but also my engine management lights come on. That's a kick in the face, but you know, it is what it is. I've got a friend of mine who's a mechanic. I rang him up last night and I was like, look, how quick can you get it in and see it? So he's going to see me on Tuesday, get it diagnosed. Hopefully the problem's not too bad and he can sort it out on the day, or it might just be an old fault in there. He said there could be a number of reasons why the light is on, but the van's driving fine, everything's working, there's no fluctuation on the rev counter, the oil's good, the water's good, you know, so it could just be a sensor that's disconnected or something like that, you know, it could be any one of 1,000 things. So he's going to hook it up to his computer. He's also got a guy there that used to work on like ex-commercial vehicles, and he's got another tool, he said, which can dive in a bit deeper or something. So they're going to work their magic tomorrow, and hopefully it's not going to cost me too much, but we'll see on the day. Anyway, so going to be picking up that scrap metal today. It should be a load of heating stuff, so I don't know what that is. The bloke said boilers to me on the phone. My eyes lit up like it was a kid at Christmas time. So we're going to see what he's got really. I'll show you when we get there. We're just going to go now, unload the rubbish, and I'll see you when we get to the place where the scrap metal is. Right, so we've finished in that job now. We've picked up all the scrap metal. Well, we've picked up as much scrap metal as possible, but there is still more to go. But I just generally could not get any more metal on this van at the minute. So just want to do a massive shout out to the man who gave me the scrap, Simon. What an absolute genuine geezer. I mean, even though he had work today, still took the time to stay there, meet me. We had a chat here and we load the van. Really genuinely nice guy. I didn't film in there because I want to respect his privacy, and you know, I just don't want to show his company and stuff like that unless he wants me to. So just want to say, Simon, if you're watching this video, thank you very much for that scrap metal, mate. It's much appreciated. So yeah, we've hit the jackpot. I mean, some of these items I was pulling out, I mean, he emailed me and told me he had a lot of scrap. He found me on the YouTube channel, told me he had a lot of scrap, and I just thought, you know, a couple of boilers, you know, maybe some pipes and stuff like that, who knows. But you know, I didn't know it was going to be as much as what it was. It was like a whole shed or side bit filled with scrap metal, like in his warehouse. So absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I've got so much weight on it at the minute, and there's still some left behind. He's building it up for me for the next time. So we're going to head to the scrapyard now and get it unloaded. I have got about 4 or 5 complete boilers, so they're going to be stripped down for the copper. I'll put them near the front so they don't get mixed up. There's little bits of stainless and bits and pieces like that. There is some big units, and they have got little bits of copper on, and they have got little bits of brass on. However, you're going to curse me for this, they're going to have to go in the shred, because I can't take all this back to my house to angle grind the metal off, because it's so packed in there. We've had to put boilers on, like oil boilers on top of other stuff, and everything is just jammed in, and it's so heavy to move around. I cannot take it all off my van and separate it all and get the copper on. Some of the bits of copper, obviously, if there's a big bit of copper on there, I'll leave it on the van and I'll do it when I get home. But anything that's just got like maybe, you know, a little brass nut or a little bit of brass tap, you know, and I can't get it off, that's just going to go in the shred. It's going to have to be done like that today, because I cannot mess around with it. I've got to go and do another scrap collection today as well, and I've also got to get back and obviously unload my van, because my van needs to be empty by tonight so it can go in for its diagnostics test tomorrow. So anyway, I'm going to try and film as much footage as possible down the scrapyard, depending on how busy it is. So if I get there and there's no one there, I'll jump in and I'll film it and I'll show you what we're dropping off, because some of the units I've got on here are just unreal. I mean, one of them's taller than me. That's, you know, it's massive. It must weigh a good 150 kilo on its own. It's unreal. So I really want to show you all this. If I get a chance to pull over somewhere and buy a drink, I'll do that, and then I'll just have a little walk around. You won't be able to see too much because my curtains over it, I put my net over just so no metal flies off, but we can show you as much as possible. So if I don't see it beforehand, I'll see you at the scrapyard. So I just got down to the scrapyard. Trying to show you what's on here is going to be very difficult, but there's a lot. These big old things here. Look at that one. Absolutely massive. But none of this is any non-ferrous stuff, it's all just steel. You know, we've got a nice car battery down there, which we won't be getting rid of today. Bits and pieces, but yeah, you can just tell by the back wheel how heavy it actually is on there. So bit of a queue, there's a couple of lorries. I'm just going to go and see if I can nip in front of anyone or got to wait, and I'll get back to you. So we'll see you in there. Right, so we've just finished in a scrapyard, everyone, and I do apologise, I couldn't get any footage. The two lorries in front of me were on a taco break. One of them had about 20 minutes left, so they said, look, if you can get in here rapid and unloaded now, we can get you in. So it was just basically like I was in there, a mad rush, chucking off everything like an absolute lunatic. So I do apologise about that. I decided to get rid of everything barring the boilers. So I kept on all of the complete boilers with the copper and the brass in them. I'm going to put them in my garage, I'm going to strip them down. I've kept on a little bit of stainless steel, a car battery. That is pretty much it. Everything else went. Now, there was some oil boilers in there and stuff like that, which did have a few little bit of brass and copper attachments. Now, I'm talking, when I say brass and copper, maybe by the time you've took everything off, you might have made an extra 10 quid, maybe £15, all right? Bear that in mind. You know, that's all the work you have to do to get that off to make that 15 quid. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but because them items were so heavy, and I've got another collection to go and do right now, it just wasn't a viable option for me to run that metal home and dismantle it and take it all apart for that extra 15, 20, you know, even 20 quid. You know, it just wasn't worth my time and effort to do that. So we decided to get rid of everything, obviously barring the boilers and stuff. I'll show you them when we get to the next job. We're just on their way now, and we have broke a personal best for mixed iron. This is the highest I've ever had in mixed iron, the biggest amount I've took in, the highest figure I've got pay wise. So I'm just going to run over the numbers with you now. So we took in 1.540 kg, so that's just over 40 kilos over half a ton. 1.5 ton, sorry, not half a ton. So 1.5 ton and a little bit. Now they classed that as shearing because all this stuff I had on was heavy items. You know, it was heavy oil boilers. They were big units. You know, they were massive things. It was all chunky bits of steel. So they done that as shearing at £200 a ton, which gives me a total of £308. £308 for mixed, well, not mixed iron, but shearing, you know, from one job. That was driving to one job, took me 45 minutes to get there, an hour to load it, or an hour and 15-20 minutes I think it was. We was having a little chat and a coffee, load it on, an hour's drive back to the scrapyard, 308 quid. Can't grumble with that. So that is a new personal best for me. I don't ever see me being able to break that, because I think 1.5 ton is about the max I can have on here anyway. I may have been just slightly overloaded. You know, I didn't obviously plan for that. I was just sort of going by weight. I started to see the wheels were disappearing at the back, so that's when I said enough's enough. I actually left scrap metal behind, so, you know, but anyway, £308, cannot grumble with that. And we're going to go and do another pickup now, so I'll show you that one when we get there. Right, so I apologise about the wind, it's a bit windy out here, but yeah, this is the next load we picked up. So we've got a few pots and pans. That one's, I think, alley. This one could possibly be stainless. There is a nice cast iron pan on here. I might even try and clean it up. Bits like this you probably find stainless. That maybe not, although there should be a magnet on the back here, so we can find out. Yeah, that's just regular. That's stainless, I believe. That'll be stainless. That one will be alley. That's just regular steel. Oh yeah, that's a lovely pan. It's been through the wars a bit. It's definitely a bit greased up and rusty, but big old cast iron pan. The woman said that was a couple £100 back in the day. Whether or not, you know, Hollycroft 12-inch. Might have to Google that and have a look and see, you know, about getting it possibly cleaned up and resell. I don't know if there's a market for that sort of stuff, who knows. But yeah, decent load, a few bits and pieces in here. She said there was a few bits of brass. Yeah, I've done a collection for these before. Very nice people. Save it all up into a big pile. When they get enough, they just give me a call and I just turn up and collect it all for them. So everyone's a winner. Right, so just on our way down to the scrapyard now. Going to drop off this metal that we've got on. So I've unloaded all the boilers and stuff into the garage, all the copper, anything like that, stainless, it's all in there. So the only thing on here now is mixed iron, just the old rubbish really to get dumped off. I was going to put it in the garage and save it until, you know, possibly Monday, or you know, if I get down there later on in the week, I don't know. I'm pretty busy for the rest of the week anyway with waste removal and stuff like that, but there just wasn't room in the garage to get all the boilers in and this metal, so just decided to take all the extra sort of mixed iron out of the garage, chucked it all on the van. We're just going to get rid of it now, so probably only, like I say, 100, 200 kilo maybe, but it just gets rid of it and it's all done then. So I'll try and get some footage in the yard and we'll go from there, but if it's too busy I'll just have to let you know what we get when we come out. So let's get to the scrapyard. Finished in the scrapyard again and seem to have got shearing prices again, which I ain't mad at because it's £1.90 a tonne, 340 kg. The load we took in, £64 and 60p, so add that to 308, what's that, around about 370 for the day. Yep, I'll take that. So yeah, off the road tomorrow. I'm gonna go and get diagnostics done on my van, find out what's wrong with that. Hopefully it'll be nothing too serious, and we'll be back at it again Friday. So if you did like the video, please smash that like button for me, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you all on the next video. So take care everyone.